Okay, sorry that I had to cut that in two. I mean, it's not like I really want to, but YouTube won't accept videos in the 15-20 minute range, so I'm having to do this. So yeah, that Chi Hansen guy ultimately spent $400 for nothing. Well, it's not necessarily nothing, as it's for a good cause, in fact, instead of just going straight into the Speed Gamer's pockets. But yeah, he still lost his claim to fame in material form somewhat. So what one of the commentators decided was to draw a hand-drawn picture of Rayquaza along with Starly, which was another Pokemon that was nicknamed after Chi Hansen, and send the picture to him as a sort of replacement, if you will. But yeah, between Rayquaza being a total waste of time, that's 3 hours to get up there, 3 hours to catch the thing for a grand total of 6 hours, and the Ruby file being corrupted, which meant 30 hours down the drain. Well, 30 man-hours, because that wasn't the only game they played during that time. But still, between all that, you'd think Lady Luck would be a little kinder, no? Nope! The bad luck streak wasn't over yet. Because the thing is, to get Who, you have to climb Mount Battle in Colosseum and win 100 battles. But you have to do it with a team registered on story mode. Now what they did was that they took a team from Fire Red, I think. It had Charizard, Blastoise, Articuno, Zapdos, Mewtwo, sorry, not Who. And I don't remember what the last one was, but still, they took a Fire Red team, went all the way to level 100, and no Who. No, nothing. And it took them 15-20 minutes to realize what was actually going on, and it was only when they realized it, you should have seen the face on the commentator's face. He was like, oh my god. Now I can't replicate that face because, well, I don't have a webcam, but seriously, I would have liked to see what was going on inside those guys' head when they realized that they did this all day for nothing. I'm not kidding, they started this early in the morning, and they ended this at about 9 p.m. Eastern, and yeah, of course they didn't do it all in one sitting, because that would drive anyone insane, but yeah, they wasted even more time than they wasted with Rayquaza, and all for absolutely nothing. At least at the end of the whole Rayquaza saga, they had a Rayquaza, but here, no, they had nothing. They had to do it all over again with a team on story mode. So they imported a few Pokemon from, I think it was Fire Red once again. It was a team with Pokemon in their 50s and 60s, and yeah, and there was also a Pidgey level 3 as cannon fodder, since that Wingull was no longer with us. And yeah, since the marathon was extended, they pulled an all-nighter to try and get up Mount Battle again, and that time they did get Who, and they ended the marathon once they had gotten Mew from Ranch. Now, honestly, I have never seen Ranch before, but I was really amused by what I saw. I mean, of course, there were several Bidoof and Starlies and Buizels in there, since, well, they caught a lot of cannon fodder in order to get the counter up to 1,000, and yeah, it was really funny seeing all those chibi Pokemon go. At one point, there was a Bidoof riding on top of another Bidoof. Yeah, so you see where I'm going with this? At least the Bidoofs were moving around, because if they weren't, then there would have been a slight problem with the E rating. At least I guess that thing was E-rated. So that was the highlight reel of what I had seen, because I couldn't stay up all 72 hours, or rather 87 to see everything, though I would have liked to, and personally it's a shame that I had never heard of the Speed Gamers before, because really that that thing was amazing, just amazing to watch. And you can be sure they're doing a Zelda marathon in March. You can be sure I'm gonna be watching that one too. And apparently they're gonna be making that Pokemon thing an annual thing too. So yeah, at least they will have another shot at catching them all, and they're planning on maybe having Shaman and Arceus be a part of the party this time. And that would truly be a complete Pokédex then, and at least they would know how to go about doing it in 72 hours, though I still claim that's impossible unless they get more players, especially some to play late night, early morning, since there was not a lot to see at those times of the day. And I guarantee they're going to go through Mount Battle only once next time. Now, there are a few reflections I have to make on this area, the Sylph Tower. I don't know if you've noticed, but each floor gets progressively smaller and smaller as I go up. So is it like a pyramid-shaped tower or something? Because if it isn't, if it's what it really looks like from the outside, your usual tower, then that's a huge waste of space. They could have made this 8 or 9 stories tall and have used all the surface available, but no, they decided to go all fancy feng shui or something. No, I know that's not feng shui, but whatever. So is that empty space really empty, or is it filled with bricks or whatever? Oh man, now I'm not in a very good position to fight a Hypno. Maybe I'm gonna try and lower its special, see what happens. Oh, headbutt, that's gonna hurt. Oh man, a critical for 41 damage. And I can't really switch either, else they're gonna eat psychic moves in the face, so no. I better just keep pounding with Alakazam and hope something happens. Special fell, alright. 30% chance. You can be sure it's gonna happen eventually. Alright, one last one, and this should be okay. Yeah, as you can see, I'm having a lot of trouble with psychics, as you can expect, and the worst thing about it is, well, all I gotta say is I better get some serious levels before I get out of there, because right after that, it's Sabrina's gym, which is full of psychics, and right now I have 2 Pokemon that are weak to psychic moves, and the other one only has psychic moves, so that's not gonna be real helpful. So I'm planning to use and abuse Venusaur's Body Slam when faced with things like Kadabra or Mr. Mime, because really the hitting through their thick special stat is not really recommended, even with a stab move. Now there's another thought I have on this place. You know, I've fought a few double agents so far that work for both Sylph and Team Rocket, and there probably are others in the other levels I haven't explored yet, but yeah, are they double agents because for the cause, or do they simply want to have 2 paychecks? And for that matter, do the grunts from Team Rocket, Team Aqua, Team Magma, Team Galactic, Team Dimson, the Goroks, are they paid for what they do, or do they just do this for Allah? And if there are any Muslims listening, I apologize, I didn't want to offend you, but because, of course, I'm aware that Allah doesn't really want all the infidels to die, if only because, from what I've heard, at least, the God the Muslims worship is the same as the God the Jews and Christians worship, only they gave it a different name. And the thing is that just like Jews, they don't accept Jesus Christ as the Savior, but unlike Jews, they accept Muhammad as their Savior instead. At least that's how I understand the situation. I could be completely wrong, but then again, I didn't study in theology, so bite me if I am wrong, I don't care. Now it's about time for this video to end, and yeah, 2 videos and a half in, and I'm still only on the 5th floor. Now, I don't know when I'm gonna do the next part, probably after the holidays, so I guess I'll be seeing you sometime? I don't know. Goodbye.